park. um, so today's class I called an introduction to prana. I hope it's not your first introduction to prana. I hope you have so much prana in your life. And that if you don't know if you do or not, that after class you know, either I get a lot of prana or I need more prana. Okay, so what is prana? If I had to say, being a yoga therapist, the one thing that ties all the different things that I do together, which have to do with the physical body, the movements that the physical body do, the emotional body, the mental body, and also the intuitive body and the relational body of an individual human. So as a yoga therapist, I address all those different aspects of someone's life. And I do so by whatever means necessary, honestly. The most efficient and effective way that that person will actually do, because that's a very important aspect of lifestyle medicine. You gotta actually do it. You can't just know about it, you have to really put it into practice. And so with my clients, I take the next doable step and I take a big picture look at their lifestyle. And the thing that ties all of those different aspects of what I do together is one thing, and that is prana. It's that I'm looking and addressing and acting as if prana is a real thing, and that no matter what's going on in your body or your life, if you get more prana, you're going to be able to better deal with whatever that is, whether that's on a physical level with your immune system or an emotional level and your ability to stabilize and be present, which is a lot of what we're trying to do in yoga practice. But we're trying to be present because here is where prana is. And prana, you could, there's two aspects of prana in yoga. There's capital P prana, which is, you could even get really large with it and say that that is God. The one big thing that we're all a part of is big P prana. And then each individual person has their share of what we could call little p prana, or the amount of that big P prana that you can interface with and like get in your body, because you could also translate prana as life force energy. And so we want to get as much life force energy in your body as you can. So there's little things that you can do to do that. One, yoga in the park. Because right here is prana. And right here in the air is prana, and in this sunlight is prana, and in the natural world everywhere there's some prana for us to come in contact with. And the best way that you can get more prana in your life is to breathe deeper and more fully. And so just connect now with your breath, because this inhale in this moment is the place that you could pick up some more prana. So what's your inhale like right now? Can you make your inhale come in and also down into your torso? So without getting obsessive with it or with a lot of instruction, which is to come, because that's also fun to do, and to talk about our alignment and where prana lives in our body, the best thing that you can do is bring your inhale in and also down. And then again on the next breath, and again on the next breath. And it gets really boring after a while that, oh, this is really all? Just big inhales? Well, the big inhale does something magical. It allows for exhale that could be passive and possibly help you surrender into the present moment a little bit more. So big inhales in and down, exhales settle into your seat and be like, oh, wow, we're just sitting here on the earth. She's got her dog. She's up there talking about big P, little p, something like that. And we're all here together. So this is the place where yoga starts, when we all come into a certain kind of presence. And so we'll be talking about how to bring more prana into your yoga practice. And hopefully you'll leave with a simple thing that you can do repetitively that will help you yama your prana, or what breath work is called in yoga, to be aware of where your life force energy is going. And so I'm going to advocate that you bring life force energy in and down again now. And then every time you notice that your life force energy is getting up and out and scattered and dissipated, that you again bring your attention in and down, and that you can do it with every single breath, and that you'll renew your relationship with the presence with every single breath by bringing your breath in and down. And we'll elaborate that in class. And I don't know that I have enough blankets for everyone, but I do have one more blanket. And I'll recommend that your blanket be open and sort of out wide and cover the part of your mat where your legs will go. So we're going to have a little bit of action where your leg is out to the side, and we'll be doing a lot of work where you're learning how to prop on your shoulders. So all of this action and this movement that we'll be doing. You can use this one. I have my own, so you can. Okay, great. There's an extra blanket there if somebody wants. And we'll be working on how to be in this position and work your shoulder mobility, and then we'll take that up into different foundations and flow in some different ways that are all focused around bringing prana into your chest and into your the area of your body that's going to most stimulate and bring in the most prana. So if you have a blanket or need one, there's 2 extras right here. And then either way, come to lie flat on your belly. We'll get to the yoga part now. The doing. So you're resting on your abdomen, and then your forehead comes to your forearms, and you relax your head down. Good. So this is a really good way to collect some prana. Put your body on the earth, and then again bring breath in and down. So now you have the feedback of the ground to be aware of breathing so that your torso fills and presses into the ground. So maybe you were rushing to arrive here or just getting settled. So just notice the effects of just getting to this place on your body, on your emotions, on your mind, and observe as you make an emphasis on bringing breath in and down. Each inhale is starting to get exaggeratedly big. And then that exaggeration of the inhale will allow the exhale to just happen. Start to take in the sounds around you. So your head is down, but you're able to hear the sound of my voice, the sounds of the park, the sounds of the tennis court. So hear all of those sounds and include the sound of your breath. And on your next inhale, bring your left hand down next to your left hip, fingers pointed down, and your right arm up overhead. Good. So one arm's down, one arm's up. On an inhale, keep the palms grounded on both your upper and lower hand, and inhale, lift and float your head. And you can look just past where straight down would be, so maybe towards the edge of your mat, and then bring your head back down. You can turn it to one side or bring your forehead down. And then keep moving in this way. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, lower your head. And so this may be a little awkward if you have glasses on. If you feel comfortable setting them to the side, that'll allow you to place your head all the way down. And on your exhale, let your head get heavy, completely heavy. Good, and now think about keeping the chin towards the center of the throat and extend through the back of the crown as you lift your head. And time it with your breath so that your inhale is your lift, and exhale your lower. Good. Next time you inhale and lift your head, pause and stay lifted as you exhale. And then on another inhale, lift your arm and bring your palm to face the center towards your head. Good. And then exhale, come down. Inhale one time to lift your head. Exhale second time to lift your arm. Exhale, come all the way down. Keep moving in this way. So I'll be giving you one step of a pattern, and we'll be developing and building that pattern over class. So it's simple and repetitive by nature to allow your mind to settle in the present moment and what we're doing here. It can be difficult because there's so many sounds happening around, but try to bring those sounds into your awareness as your breath comes in and also down to lift your head. And then pause as you exhale, then lift your arm. And then one long exhale to lower all the way down. As you do this, be sure to ground the tops of the feet so the tops of your feet are pressing down into the earth as your head lifts and as your arm lifts. Good. They're definitely having a good time over there. Try to just include that in your hearing and know that if anything's coming towards us, I will warn you for sure. Good, and now add a third inhale. Inhale first time to lift the head. Pause as you exhale. Inhale second time to lift the arm. Pause as you exhale. Inhale third time to lift your chest and breathe into your chest and upper back a little bit more. Exhale, come all the way down in one motion. Good, keep moving in that way. Add the third inhale. So one inhale to lift the head. Second inhale to lift the arm and ground the tops of the feet down. And third inhale to lift the chest and breathe into the chest even more. Good. Next time you bring your head down and your arm down, switch sides. So bring the opposite arm up overhead and the right arm down by your side. Once you get there, begin again with the 3 inhales on your lift. Inhale head, inhale arm, inhale fill the chest. Your opposite arm that's next to your hip can ground down and push pressure through the 4 corners of your palm as though you were trying to add support to your lift with stabilizing the lower arm. So like you could plug into the stability of the earth with your right hand and the tops of your feet so that your arm and chest might lift a little more. And it's by the hand and the feet grounding down that you'll find the support to get more lift on your third inhale. Good. Next time you exhale and come down, rest, turn your head to one side and bring your arms to frame your face. So both arms come up and your head turns to one side, so you just really relax deeply. Keep breathing in and down, specifically into the space of the chest and the rib cage and the upper back. So big inhales, come in and down to feel the rib cage expand on all sides. So we're moving in a way with our posture practice, like the movements that we're doing are to make more space for prana, more space for air to come in and surround your heart with the lungs getting totally full. And then when you feel filled to capacity, smooth transition to exhale. Feel your body get heavy and surrender to the earth. Let the earth hold you. See if you can let all your effort go. And then keep inhale coming in and down into the chest, the rib cage, the upper back. Expand the rib cage with your inhale. Good. So your breath and your attention united make prana. So you're not filling your lungs with just air, you're filling them with life force energy. So imagine it coming in and surrounding your heart. Get as much of it as you can with each inhale and get heavy with each exhale. So now that we know that we could essentially say that something's yoga if it's focused on prana, and your attention is coming in and down with your breath to fill your lungs as you rest here, for this moment, this is your yoga. Turn your head the opposite direction. Relax as completely as you can, as quickly as you can again. Good. Next time you inhale into the chest, begin to bring felt sensation to your hands and your arms overhead. And on your inhale, begin to press the forearms and the arms down and begin to lift the head. Exhale, come down. Doggy incoming. She's finding her spot to settle. Good. So inhale, you'll press and lift up into the arms and shoulders. Exhale, you'll come down. Sorry, both feet are behind you in the back. Good. Keep moving back and forth in this way. And then next time you inhale to press into your arms and lift, exhale and pause. Stay lifted there. Inhale again and start to scoot your elbows further under your shoulders. Good. And then exhale, stay there, and ramp the head on your next inhale. One big exhale, come all the way down. So your arms will kind of scoot and slide at the same time. So inhale, press into the arms, lift the head a little bit. Inhale again, move a little bit more. Inhale again, lift and ramp the head. Come into a full back bend there. Good. Exhale, come all the way down. So this is your little flow. So this is specifically working the stabilization of your shoulder girdle along with the lifting of the head. Try to have as much control through these simple ranges of motion as you can. It's simple by design so that you can feel more of what's happening. Of your inhale coming in and down to fill the chest, and the effort to lift the head and the shoulders happening from the head and the shoulders, not happening from pressing into the legs or trying to lift the legs. The legs stay grounded down. Good. Keep moving in this way, and on your third inhale, now lift and bring the right arm up into the overhead position so that the bicep is by the ear. Good. And then exhale, come all the way down in one movement. And then switch arms on the next third inhale. Come to lift and prop yourself up. One inhale, second inhale, get your shoulders underneath, your elbows underneath your shoulders. Third inhale, reach the arm into the overhead space, bicep by the ear. Exhale, come all the way down. Very good. So keep working to find this pattern. Part of the benefit comes from a little bit of struggle to sort of figure it out. So your body knows this position and this posture and this activation. These are the start of the kind of stabilization in the shoulders that you need to be able to do arm balance, handstand, or farmer's carry is my favorite. Next time you inhale to reach one arm into the overhead position, pause. Begin to bring the arm up and overhead and reach like you're reaching for the sky or a limb. And then exhale, come all the way down to the starting position. Inhale once, twice, 3 times to lift and reach. And you can begin to see if you can have the arm reaching up and back behind you, and then come all the way back down. Switch sides. Each movement happens on an inhale. So this is where the challenge starts to come in, to match your movement with your breath. Be sure that your eyes and your head look up towards the hand reaching up towards the sky. And when you get to that position, really press the earth away with your lower hand to be broaden across the chest, and take another inhale there at that peak position, broad across the chest before you come down. On an exhale, come all the way down and pause and rest there. Breathe in and down. Rib cage fills completely with each inhale. And see if there's places where you can move breath that haven't moved with breath before, in the rib cage and in the chest. With the arms overhead, you'll lift the right leg just high enough to clear the left, about 6 inches, and start to cross it towards midline, and keep crossing it towards midline until your pelvis starts to lift up and you are on the side of your pelvis. And then keep reaching with your leg until you roll onto your back. Try to let your upper body roll passively and even flop. So it's a bit of a different movement. You're letting your upper body be super passive as your lower body rolls. Got a little grass going on, but hopefully no harm. You can scoot back to the center of your mat. And bring your feet flat to the floor and your feet pretty wide, and let your knees drop in towards each other. And then bring your right hand around and to your underarm on your left side. So your right arm comes around to the underarm, and then behind your armpit where the arm and your shoulder meet. And just palpate with your hands a little bit right into that area where your arm and your shoulder meet. If you're not sure where, look towards me and you'll see back of the arm, this small little muscle in the back of the shoulder. Palpate your fingers there. I'm doing this to bring more proprioceptive awareness to this particular place. And maybe it's tender and tight, and if so, add a little self-massage. So gentle pressure, small circles, or consistent pressure, specifically in that little area, and just notice the sensation. Keep bringing your inhales in and down to feel more about this present moment in the grass with your friends at Yoga in the Park. Very good. And switch sides. So just bring the other arm, left arm now to the right, same area. Gently palpate and massage there. You can continue to take in the sounds like you're listening wide. So you're listening to hear my voice, your breath, and all of the sounds happening in the park all at one time. Good, and look for the places that are dense with like density of tissue, or there's a little tenderness, and hold and pause there, and And then take a deep inhale and an exhale, and then move to the next spot. Good, and bring both hands to frame the head. So allow your arms to kind of frame the head in whatever way allows for your elbows and your shoulders and your wrists to all be on the earth at the same time. So you'll kind of have to negotiate the place where your elbows bend enough that you can kind of just be relaxed and flat with your upper back on the ground. Good, and bring your feet to touch. You can bring your ankles and your knees to touch in the center, so your feet are flat on the earth. Good. And then keep your arms relaxed and your head relaxed, and on an inhale, press through your feet and lift your hips. And on your exhale, lower. Good, keep moving in this way. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. I'll invite a particular mouth position into place now. So tongue flat and broad on the roof of your mouth, lips touching, teeth slightly parted, as if to accept a straw. And then, as though there were a hard candy between the tongue and the roof of your mouth, add a gentle sucking or vacuum action there. And then keep bringing your inhales in and down to feel and hold this mouth position in place. And as you lift and lower, try to lift a little higher each time, and try to take out any side to side movements by grounding your feet even more into the earth. Good. Next time you inhale to lift, pause as you exhale, stay lifted. And then inhale, lift again, and pause. And then inhale, lift again, and pause. And then exhale, come all the way down. Continue with this pattern, a 3 inhale lift. Inhale your first time, pause, hold your feet steady, bring your knees together. Then inhale again, lift more. On the third inhale, be sure to bring your inhale into your chest and fill and lift, press the earth away even more. And then exhale, come all the way down in 1. Keep moving in this way, 3-part lift with 3 separate inhales. As you refine your movements, do your best to keep your front hip bones lifting towards your low ribs and keep the torso closed in the front. Keep your knees together and keep the effort in the low body out of the jaw, the face, the shoulders, the upper back. Each time you lift and pause, exhale and release any over-efforting that you could allow and stay in the position. And then inhale again, make more effort. Exhale, soften over-efforting at the face, jaw, shoulders especially. Good. Next time you exhale and lower down all the way, heel toe your feet wide again. And let both knees fall to the right as you take an exhale. Inhale them back to center. Exhale, knees drop to the left. Keep moving in this way, side to side. And let the next time your knees drop to the left, roll you all the way over and come into all fours. So your knees will be right under your shoulders and hands directly under, hands will be under your shoulders, knees will be under your hips. We'll continue with this same pattern. So everyone hold your all fours and look towards me. So there's a tendency to let the rib cage drop and the shoulders drop in all fours. So the first inhale comes into the chest to press the floor away by pressing the four corners of the hands and pressing the tops of the feet and ramping the head. So this is your first inhale. Second inhale brings the arm bicep by the ear. Third inhale, look towards the palm and keep the rib cage closed. So when I look towards the palm, I don't drop my back and let my pelvis drop. As I look towards the palm, I keep my core activated, moving the ribs back in space. So then exhale, you can come all the way down to all fours, or you can take a rest in child's pose, and then inhale up. Second inhale, arm by the ear. Third inhale, look up, reach up without the rib cage descending towards the floor. Good. So this is your next flow. Keep moving in this way. Good. So I'll walk through around. Inhale, press the floor away, all four corners of the hands and the tops of the feet. Exhale, pause there. Inhale, lift the arm, reach into the overhead space. Pause there, stabilize any side to side shift that happens in the legs or the arm. And then inhale again, look up, reach the thumb towards the sky. Exhale, come all the way down. Switch sides. So now thinking about that place that we massaged while we were on our back in the underarm and the back. See if you can really reach and lengthen that space in the place of the underarm where the rib cage and the arm and the shoulder all meet. Can you reach forward and reach into that bicep by the ear position, lengthening there as much as possible. Each inhale comes into the chest and rib cage. Mouth position we established on the ground is still in place. Tongue flat and broad. Teeth slightly parted, lips touching. If you find that your arms are getting tired, just add a hips to heels child pose. Rest for a few rounds of breath and then come back up and start again. Try to keep the shoulders square to the ground and the hips square to the ground so you don't twist open as you move on to being on three limbs. Good. Next time you come down, come all the way down, hips to heels, forehead to the earth. Big inhales into the rib cage and the chest. Even if you don't come all the way down, forehead to the ground, just flexing the spine forward as much as you can. Breathe into the rib cage here. Expand the rib cage. So we do all that work in the movement in the postures to create more space for breath in the rib cage. More space for your inhale to fill. Good. On your next inhale, come up to all fours. We'll continue with the pattern of 3 inhales. Now you'll inhale, arm comes overhead. Inhale, press the sky away, reach towards the ceiling like you were trying to reach something on a cabinet or a countertop that was behind you. Third inhale, reach again, broaden across the chest. Exhale, come all the way down. Switch sides. 1 inhale to lift the arm overhead. 1 inhale to reach, rotate the thoracic. 1 inhale to press the floor away and reach more, broaden across the chest. Exhale, come all the way down. Switch sides. So this is your flow side to side. Each exhale is a little moment to reset, release any over-efforting, correct any shifts in the hips or the shoulders. Now that you have the movement pattern down, see if you can really bring breath into the chest and rib cage each inhale. Good. Next time you bring both hands down to the floor, pause, walk the arms one hand length forward and drop the chest down to the floor. Keep the knees up over the hips up over the knees, more like a puppy, and bring the chest towards the floor. So hips are high, and your chin can be tucked or your forehead can be down. And you're planting your hands and letting the hips pull towards the heels to lengthen the spine and let the chest drop towards the floor. In this passive position, try to keep the hands active and reaching overhead. And inhales fill the rib cage. Good. Begin to walk the hands back and press the chest up and come to standing on the knees. When you get to standing on the knees, look towards me and try as you're here in this tall kneeling position to ground the tops of the feet and remember all of the activations that were inside your bridge. So the action when we were sending the hips up is the same action that happens here in tall kneeling. So this is going to provide all of the stable foundation for us to repeat that pattern that we've been working on. So palms grounded at your hands. First inhale brings the arms up overhead. Rib cage stays down. Second inhale, look up, reach up, lift the chest. Third inhale, reach back. One long exhale brings you back to the starting position. Switch sides. First inhale, just bring the arm up. Second inhale, look up, reach up, chest lifts. Third inhale, reach back. Send the hips forward as you open the chest. And maybe after several repetitions, start to reach towards your heel. So first inhale, arms lift. Second inhale, look up, reach up. Third inhale, reach back. Look towards the hand that's reaching back. Exhale, come all the way back to the starting point. Inhale, arm lifts. Head lifts, chest lifts. Reach back. Look towards the back hand. Exhale back to the starting position. Keep moving in this way, switch sides. And as you move on your own, you can start to smooth it out so that it's an inhale and you're moving, but you're kind of taking out any mechanicalness in it. As you keep the hip bones pointed towards the front of your mat and have all of the rotation happen in the upper back and thoracic and cervical spine. So your head leads the way as you look back. And the support of your feet grounded and your hips engaged forward, just like in bridge, will help set the stable foundation for your chest and rib cage to rotate and open. Good. So the whole time you're reaching, you're looking towards the hand. So that's how you know where your head goes. Your head follows your hand. Then once you get all the motions down, See if you can just add a little dash of style and grace. Reconnect to your sense of hearing and open your hearing wide to hear all the sounds in the park and your own breath. Maybe you can reach all the way back to tap the heel and look towards the tapped back heel. Exhale back to the start. Next time your arms come down to your side, pause. Extend up through the back of the crown, ground the tops of the feet, and breathe into the chest. And feel the rib cage expand on all sides and the rib cage lift slightly as you inhale. Exhale, keep the rib cage lifted. Inhale, feel the rib cage lift. See if as you exhale you can keep the rib cage lifted. Inhale, fill the rib cage. Inhale and exhale, keep it lifted. Good. Next time you exhale, begin your flow again, moving on your inhale, and you can make it smooth and continuous. So not necessarily trying to connect the motion specifically to breath. See if you can take one long inhale all the way back to as far as you could reach. Your eyes follow your hand the whole way. And then one long exhale back to the start position. Good, so now we've done all this work to lengthen and expand the inhale and learn this particular movement pattern so that you can just get into the doing of it, to experience your own sense of flow, your own capacity to inhale long and deep. And just hold your gaze softly on the palm and let the head follow. Remember the mouth position and gaze towards the hand. The action of the low body as the tops of the feet ground down and the hips are like they're in a bridge position. What about your next repetition could you make easier? How could it be easier to get to the same place that you just got? And then on the next repetition, connect to the air that your hand is moving through as you move your hand up and back. Feel the air as it touches your fingertips and your arm. Each inhale fills the chest in and down to feel as you rotate and lift. The next time that you reach back on one side or the other, pause and hold there as long as feels like you can do it without strain, and come out with grace. And then switch sides and hold on the other side. So continue to flow side to side with holds. Each time you inhale in the hold, can you lift your chest and let your head relax back and gaze back softly. Next time that you come to tall kneeling, pause. Send the hips towards the heels and the legs off to one side and come to lying on your back. So like as easily as you can, come to lying on your back. So we're going from movement to stillness quickly, relatively quickly, so that you can find some stillness and relax the head. Relax the arms and bring the hands wherever they feel comfortable at your sides or resting on your body. And continue to bring your inhale in and down to feel, and broaden your back on the earth, and keep your attention on the space of the chest and the rib cage and the shoulders. And keep bringing breath in and down to expand your lungs to their max capacity as you inhale. And exhale, allow them to empty completely. Inhale, fill all the way. Exhale, empty all the way. And open your ears to hear the sounds of the park past my voice and your own breath. You can keep your eyes open or closed, however you feel comfortable. And then on your next inhale, inhale only a third of the amount of filled. So inhale 1/3, pause. Inhale a second third, pause. Inhale a third, pause. Exhale one time long and slow. So this is your pranayama. This is your attention on the breath. Inhale, cut into thirds. Long, slow, complete exhale. How full can you be after the third inhale without strain? Smoothly transition to exhale. So this airflow is to connect to and free up the wisdom of the heart. So as you inhale 3 times, feel the breath and the air surround your heart in the lungs, and allow your attention to just rest there in this space of your body. You'll feel many things. Just keep focusing on the 3-part inhale, long exhale. Feel the air come into your lungs in those 3 inhales, and feel the air on your skin. Stay fully present here in sensation. 3-part inhale, 1 single exhale. The next time you exhale, and exhale completely, inhale in a single inhale, and make that inhale as full as it can be, but allow it to go wherever it wants to fill the torso. And then exhale, empty. Release the 3-part inhale and just take complete breaths. And feel the space and the capacity you have for breath when you expand the whole torso with your inhale. Keep your ears open to listen wide, hear all the sounds of the park and your breath. Feel how the air has turned cool. Feel the cool earth underneath you. Keep bringing your inhale in and down like you could fill up with prana, life force energy. Every inhale, every exhale cleanses, takes away what you no longer need. When the mind wanders, turn towards the breath. Connect to the sensation at the soles of your feet and the crown of your head at the same time. Keep your ears open wide to listen to the park, and keep your attention on inhales coming in and down, and in a relaxed way roll to one side and come up to seated. As you get to seated, position your hands in a way that feels comfortable on the knees. Palms can be up or down. And as you come into seated, allow your rib cage to be positioned intuitively. So think of all the movements that we just did and fill the rib cage with breath as you come up to seated. And notice if intuitively shifting the rib cage back or forward feels right. And keep bringing attention and breath in and down to feel with your inhales and fill the rib cage. And then, as though that inhale were prana and gratitude, inhale, fill again. Surround your heart with gratitude for whatever comes to mind, or just for this moment and your body and your breath and your life. I'll offer a prayer for our community. May we be protected. May we be nourished. May we know ourselves so that we can be strong together and forgive easy. Om, peace, peace, peace. Have a moment of silence for your own prayers or continued gratitude. Stay connected to a soft body and your wide listening as you allow your eyes to lift or open. Take in a wide periphery of all of the space around us. So let your eyes be open and go wide. How far, side to side, can you see? So this concludes our guided practice. Thank you all for your effort and your attention. I appreciate it. So this style of practicing is really focused around your senses. I was constantly pulling your attention back to one of the 5 senses because this is where your salvation and your sanity can be found. And so training the mind again and again back into the senses is a big part of our yoga practice. And the emphasis on inhale and bringing breath in is a way that you can start to connect with prana and your own share of prana. And just by starting to bring some consciousness to your breath in this way, you'll start to see prana everywhere. Prana's in your food. The prana that is the food that has the most prana is the food that looks like it has life, right? And you'll know it when you see it, and when you start to attune yourself to it, you'll get a little bit pickier about what you put inside of your body, and that's okay. We're allowed to protect ourselves and nourish ourselves, and that's a big teaching in yoga. So keep your eyes peeled for the prana and get your share. So I am a local teacher here, and I teach a few public classes, but mostly I teach online, and I teach in small groups. And I'm offering a program starting next Tuesday, the 17th. That's a 40-day practice. And so it's 40 days of home practice. So there's videos that connect you to each one of the 5 elements. This element was what? Can anybody? What was I talking about?
Prana.
Prana and air, right? Feel the air in your lungs, feel the air around you. So this is one of the 5 elements. The others are earth and water and fire and space. And by connecting your practice to these 5 elements, you can start to really come into what's real. And that's really helpful in a world where it's hard to know the real from the unreal anymore. And so for your own well-being, I really recommend connecting into the senses and the 5 elements. And so that's the way that I teach. And this 40-day program is to really immerse you in that so that it's something that becomes your own. And so when you join the program, you join one time and you get to join this 40-day practice that we do together every fall and every spring. So I do it that way because you'll set out to do all 40 days, right? And then you'll fail at some point. And it's in that failure that you'll actually learn something about your life and what's taking your energy and what's keeping you from taking good care of yourself. And then we'll ramp ourselves up and we'll do it again next spring. And then you'll fail maybe a little bit further down into 23 practices. And last time you only could do 13. And in this way, you're starting to really understand something about spirituality and get real with our expectations of what we ask of ourselves. So it's by making the effort and taking the action that you learn something about what's a sustainable and healthy lifestyle for yourself. And that happens really one step at a time. And so that's really what I strive to teach in my programs. So we'll meet in person here in Springfield on Sunday evenings at 3:30, Sunday afternoons. And then the rest of it is home practices for you to do during the week. And then we debrief on how that went, make adjustments and tweak. And by the end of the 40 days, hopefully you have something that's really doable for you every day that you could stick with to really turn towards yourself and nourish yourself in whatever way you need. So that's my sales pitch, and I appreciate you listening, and you had a little sideshow too. So if you're interested in that, you can put your name and email on this list, whether you want to learn more about that or just hear from me. And I send out free YouTube practices pretty often. So that's it for me. Here's my donation bowl. Please come say hello and introduce yourself. Again, my name's Jamie. Bless you, be well.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you borrowed a blanket, you can just kind of shake it off and get as many leaves as you can off of it and then place it up here.
I'll come to the side of the top.
Okay, sounds good. See you there. Thank you so much. Have you done any more looking about teacher training? No. No.
I did go to my friend's
Nice. Yeah. I haven't know if I from where? Wow. That sounds fun. What? Where is that?
It's like the place to Venezuela.
Oh.
Sort of like Aruba, It was
Yeah.
great. It was really good. Really good job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fun.
So hopefully she can do more travel and yoga
Awesome.
and stuff. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to see ya.
Sundays a lot of times after we get some
There's an
travel.
online option.
Okay. Okay. So if we weren't going to be here on Sunday, we could do the online
Join
option.
the online.
Okay. I got your email and I thought about joining. I knew it was coming up. When does it start? The 17th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuesday. You can really start anytime that week.
Okay.
Our first Sunday is.
Okay. Like I think I'm there that weekend, but everything
That would be
weekends
good. You
after I'm
could come.
traveling. So yeah.
You
Okay.
can come to the
All right.
first. or
Good. Thanks,
join all
Jamie.
online.
It's always
Thank
wonderful.
You. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Thank you. Haven.